if I take his spot? If you play his hand. I would prefer not to.
It's too late. You seen him. You play him.
Whoa.
And if I don't?
You play them cards, fancy Dan.
Can't no one compel another man to engage in recreation. Certainly not a son of a gun as ill-humored as yourself.
That guy was in Shawshank
And
Redemption.
names? My horse is Dan. I'm Buster. Buster Scruggs. But right now, I'd appreciate it if you'd deposit your weapon in the receptacle by the swinging doors, which concealing of it on your person in the first place was a violation of the rules of this establishment and an offense against local norms.
And if I don't.
Yeah. Welcome to Music Relish Show number 144 with Lou, Mark, and myself, Perry. How you doing, guys?
Good. How you doing?
That movie was called the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's a Coen Brothers movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good movie.
Didn't recognize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the gunfighter? Who's the actor who's the gunfighter?
That guy was the guard in Shawshank Redemption.
It's Clancy Brown,
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
the voice of Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob,
Really?
amongst many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week we're gonna have Pete Townsend's gonna play "Give Blood," and you'll find the blood is not enough. And music trivia, female rock bands or girl bands, whatever you want to call them. Yep. And a latest obsession of mine is this band Pentangle. They're gonna play "Traveling Song."
Good band.
And we're going to have random relish topics, of course, and some TV commercials at the end. So it's going to be a fun show. Yep.
Let it roll.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But before we go any further, I want to say that happy birthday, my brother Darren.
Oh,
He was born on May 10th. Yep, my late brother Darren.
Oh,
Miss him every day.
happy birthday, Darren.
Yep.
happy birthday, Darren.
Yeah. So
He was a year younger than me.
really,
Yeah, I thought he was younger than that.
wow. Well,
Yeah, and also Happy Mother's Day, mothers.
That's true. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
all right. Well, Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
You'll recognize a few of famous people here and him playing Big Number, Give Blood.
David.
Yeah. And he was doing this stuff before The Edge, by the way, Dave Gilmore.
And Simon Phillips on drums.
Yeah.
It's a China symbol there.
Yeah.
I think Pino Palladino's on bass. What a band. Yeah, what a band. Yep, that's Pino. What a band.
Yeah.
What a great song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love this period of his music.
Yeah, me too.
David Gilmore holding it all together, man. Hey, him and Simon. Who's the drummer?
Simon Phillips.
Simon Phillips.
Later of Toto.
And the interesting thing is, to this day, he still gets questions about playing on this track. That's what a great job that Simon Phillips did on this.
Oh, yeah.
He still gets questions about playing on this track. Yep.
The drum fills are really cool. He's not. I wouldn't say it's overplaying, but he could have been the heir apparent for Keith Moon. They ended up doing it, but in a sense, but. What if they would have gotten him instead? Nothing against Kenny Jones, but what if they'd gotten him right away instead of Kenny Jones? Was he too moon-like?
He was with Townsend right from what was the Rough Boys album?
Rough
he was
Boys,
with him right for the Glass album, and so he could have been
on that.
Yeah.
And we have the faces coming up on a future show in the near future. Anyway, but
Kenny Jones, great rock and roll drummer.
Yes.
Great dynamics too. You can hear everyone.
He's got shoulder pads too.
Yeah. And horn section. And of course, Townsend, he's a great arranger too.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of drums too, but you know what?
Look how he's playing with his left hand.
Yeah, what's he doing? He's got a cymbal up there or something?
Well, no, he's. Other drummers do this too, but he's playing what a right-handed drummer would play with his right hand on the hi-hat, crossing over the snare. He's playing with his left hand, and using his right hand around the kit. Almost, it's like being a left-handed drummer. Phil Collins does that, only his hi-hat's on the other side. So he's playing like a left-hand drummer on a right-handed kit.
Yeah.
And he could also just be that polyrhythmic where it doesn't matter which hand he's doing, it's going to sound great either way.
Yeah.
But his hi-hat is on the left, to the left of the snare drum as you're sitting behind the kit.
But I've seen him interviewed, and I've seen it was like he'd taken questions from the internet, and they ask him about this song all the time without fail. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, what I noticed about it as a drummer was like, what's that, 83 maybe, 83, 84?
Yeah, probably in that period.
Yeah, not the late 80s, but the way Simon Phillips used his bass drum on some of the stuff, I thought the drumming was extremely interesting right off the bat on that. So that makes sense. He'd get asked that.
One of the most famous songs Simon has played on, too.
Wow.
Here goes David,
The deep end.
Dave Gilmore, lead guitar.
Oh, it's not Pino.
Oh, who is it? Gaucho?
Shachi Arcola or something.
A lot of vocalists.
There's a vocalist.
Basically, these guys all know each other. They're all friends. You know what I mean? When you think of Dave Gilmore, he's like the farthest from Pete Townsend that you could think. But yet they're friends. They all respect each other, right?
And Dave played with Paul McCartney too quite a few times. Yeah. He was a session guy in the 80s. He was doing a lot of session work, playing around with people.
Who,
production too?
Was
it the Dream Academy? Was that the Life in the Northern Zone?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And
this album came out
in the 80s, man.
So this album came out in '85, and it hit big for me because I've told you how many times I hate the drum sound in the '80s, all the electronic. He had Simon Phillips. When the first single was Face to Face. When I heard that, I'm like, it's a real drum.
God of Face to Face. Yeah.
At that time, it's interesting because, that was the mid '80s actually, but toward '87, '88, that overblown sound was getting more organic. Like John Mellencamp stuff. Jack and Diane is one thing, but Rumble Seat's another thing as far as sounds go. But
that's true.
Yeah, I think Def Leppard when I think of that bit, the '80s drum sound. I do not like.
And I'm a real good dancer. Well, anyway, there might be one more. Hold on.
He's a little bastard, isn't he?
Look at all the background singers that he has. Rolling Stones Mobile. Look at that, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They made their money back on that.
So obviously this was a TV show, right? Pete Townsend is great. Go, Simon, go. I think Pete Townsend's playing like a Schecter or something.
Schecter was electric. I noticed he was playing the
Yeah, but
acoustic.
they made guitar like for him. That was great. Pete Townsend.
You see Simon Phillips raise his hands up in here. He's not playing, but he's going on the double bass drums. Wild.
I was lucky to see the Who at Giant Stadium with Simon Phillips on drums in the 80s, and he was fantastic. If there was a complaint, was he's a little too technically perfect to play with the Who. I've heard that from some drummers, but he was fantastic.
I can almost see that point.
But it's funny if like you were saying, if he had came in right after Keith Moon, he would have followed two amazing drummers because he filled Porcaro's shoes right after Porcaro died. He just went on Toto. He was with Toto for about 10 years. And now he's playing fusion, and he hasn't lost a beat. I mean, he's still got it. I see his videos on YouTube, and they're really good.
All right, Lou, do you have any trivia?
No trivia.
Okay, Mark, you've got a couple, right? Why don't you do a couple? I'll do a couple, okay?
I'm going to ask all four, but I'll do two because it's Ozzy trivia.
All right,
okay?
we'll just let them rip then. Let's see.
I'll do two, and you do two. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Okay, in 1982,
yeah,
Ozzy sang he sang on a song by a pop band from California. I'm going to ask you what the pop band was. Now, I'll give you a hint. The pop band spawned one of the biggest, most successful producers, and the band had a play on his name.
What do you mean? The band had a play on the name Ozzy?
No, on the producer's name who came out of this band.
Oh,
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Not
was
bad.
Not was.
Perry got it.
Ah.
So they a song called "Shake Your Head, Let's Go to Bed." This is what it sounds like.
Can't tune the radio to heaven. You can't live 7 lives.
Like crappy drum sounds.
You can't win money at the horses. You can't fight the armed forces.
So that was not was, right?
Yep.
So you're saying Ozzy sang on that song?
Yeah, that's Ozzy.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
What year was that? What year did that come out?
I think it was 82. It could have been
Sounds
84.
like the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Almost sounds like that Timbuk 3 or whatever they were.
I was told like Was Not Was this really creative band. I never really got into them. They were too techno for me, like the drum sounds and everything.
Sure. Is that really what they were? I know. I just know Don Was as a producer.
Yeah, he was the guy for a time. Yeah.
Remember that hit "Walking the Dinosaur"? Ugh.
Didn't he work with Brian Wilson? Didn't he do something with?
He worked for everybody.
He worked with a
for these
ton
times.
of people. Don was. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Perry, like you were saying before the show, he was like Jeff Lynne. He would just be there.
He was
playing
he was,
whatever,
Yep.
Okay. After getting fired by Black Sabbath and before starting Ozzy's solo career, he had a band. What was the name of the band?
Say that again.
Right after he got fired?
Yeah, after he got fired from Black Sabbath.
The Blizzard of Oz, right? The Blizzard of Menlo Park.
The Blizzard of Oz.
The
You
Blizzard
guys
of
going
Westwood.
with that?
I'm going with it. Yeah.
You
Crazy
are
Train.
right. You are right. And it was Bob Daisley on bass, Lee Kerslake from Uriah Heep on drums, and Randy Rhoads. They stayed a band, and that's why the first album, Bob Daisley wrote so much of the music on the first two albums because he thought it was a band. But Sharon LLC Incorporated got involved and made it Ozzy Osbourne. But yeah, they were a true band.
Okay.
Okay,
And
there we
one
go.
of the crappiest one of the crappiest sounding albums of the modern era.
I agree. I don't like that first album.
That's it. The production's terrible. It's something we
Drums
recorded through a
sound
Walkman.
horrible. Yeah.
But didn't they remaster that or do? No, they re-recorded it.
So
right?
there was
Bob-
a little shithousery going on. Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake were demanding more money, or they weren't getting their royalties.
Right.
So
Sharon, you went into that one time about they're not getting paid and they didn't get royalties. And,
But Sharon,
right?
Sharon re-recorded the album with another drummer and bass player, which
Bass
was a
player from
disaster.
Metallica,
So
right?
if you hear the opening to Crazy Train, it's just totally different bass.
Well,
Then when Lee Kerslake was dying, he said, "Please, Sharon, just give me my gold record." She wouldn't even give him that. She did relent, gave him his gold record before he died. So they kind of made peace. You know?
okay. Yeah.
But it's sad to see all that because they were a tight band. You know.
What else do you have?
You want me to do the other two? Okay.
You have, if they're Ozzy related, yeah.
What was Ozzy's highest charting U.S. single on the Hot 100?
Is it a multiple choice?
Okay, I'll give you a multiple choice. Was it Crazy Train, Mama, I'm Going Home, or Close My Eyes Forever?
I think it's a power ballad. Mama, I'm Going Home.
I do too.
Yeah.
I would have said the same thing, but it was the other power ballad. Close My Eyes Forever. It was a duet with Lita Ford.
With who?
It hit number 8.
Who was it?
And for the record,
Lita Ford, that overrated guitar player that used to be in the Runaways. Yeah.
she was on top of the world when they did that, though. Man,
I don't remember it. I want to hear it. Can you play it and get us in trouble?
I'll get you in trouble. I have no problem. My name is Trouble.
This is like pirate radio. Come on. We're so safe, you know?
Yeah.
You guys make me sick.
This is obviously Lita's part.
I just can't take the pain.
Wow. That's pretty
It's on
bad.
drums. Is that Tommy Aldridge?
Could be anybody.
Could be a machine.
I like the song. I like Mama. I'm
And that's
Coming Home.
that was the biggest chart, really.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Crazy Train only hit like 80 something. That wasn't very high on the charts.
No, I wouldn't think so. What about No More Tears? Was that the name of the song, No More Tears?
You see, that was, I think, his most successful album, that whole album with Mama, I'm Coming Home and No
I
More
was
Tears.
surprised you didn't mention that song when you gave us the
that was
multiple
an
choice.
MTV song. It was all over MTV, but it wasn't like a Hot 100, like a big
It's
hit on
also
the radio.
Johnson's baby shampoo. No More Tears.
Or
I've
is it
tested it
pure?
out. It's true. Wait.
What else do you have?
How do they make a
Ozzy
sober
related?
shampoo that doesn't burn your eyes out of your head?
You want to know why? I'll tell you exactly. Numbing agents. You're still getting the shit in your eyes, but it numbs you. That's the truth.
Numbing the eyes of children. That's a cool song. That's a lyric.
What else do you have, Mark?
What? That's it, because the fourth one you guys will never get. I wouldn't
Come
have
on.
gotten it.
How do you know?
Really?
Don't insult our lack of Ozzy knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Don't
do it.
insult the fucking professor.
Yeah, well, I don't know shit about us.
If Lou gets this, I am going to drive
False title.
down and give him a chicken parmesan dinner from the restaurant of his choice up here.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, and I'll give you a multiple choice. One of Ozzy's albums had 2 songs written as tributes to 2 of his children. Can you say what children and what
I
album?
have no. Yeah, the
dumb.
daughter and
Timothy.
the son. Yeah,
Bill.
the daughter and the son, whatever their names
Bill
are.
and
That
Mary.
was her name.
Was it real? No, it wasn't.
You're right.
Little-
We should have passed this one up, dude.
Yeah,
All right, I'll tell you. Here's a little schooling, because this is kind of an interesting album. He put out an album called Osmosis. Rick Wakeman played the keyboards on it.
Yeah.
So he wrote, hold on a second. Amy is written for his daughter, Amy, who was the one that wasn't in the show.
I like that song, Pure Prairie League.
And My Little Man was written for Jack. Jack was a
okay.
good
Wow.
team. Him and
Bill?
Ozzy. Him and Ozzy were really close. Bill, the older one with the beard that was at the funeral. There was 2 kids
really
from
a
the
bit-
first marriage.
Did he really have a kid named Bill?
I don't know. He had 2 kids from his first wife. They were born in the early 70s. So
with me.
yeah, sorry, you're not getting your chicken parmesan. When I come down, I'll buy you chicken
I
parmesan.
don't want it.
All right.
Okay.
I've got, let's see. I think it's one of those, can you guess the song or something like that?
Okay.
Oh, God. $1 Billion Babies. $1 Billion Babies, Alice Cooper.
I'm going to go with that. I'll go with that.
I finally got one of these. I'm terrible at this. That part. That's the part that got me.
Got me like an alley, love you. I can never over billion.
Donovan Leach, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. All right, here's a question.
Alice
let's see
Cooper
what
was
this
cool,
one
man.
says.
It was. Is.
Oh,
We got that one already.
Can you guess this song?
Oh, yeah.
Do it again.
Do it again.
I'm probably
Do it again.
wrong.
It's Yat Rat.
What is it?
Do it again.
Do it again by Steely Dan.
Who? Steely Dan?
I think we're wrong.
Steely?
I think we're wrong.
Evil
Really?
Ways.
Spill the
No.
wine. Spill the wine.
Ooh, could be Spill the Wine.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, well, I need an answer.
I'm going to go with Spill the Wine.
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna
saying,
go,
you're saying it's Eric Burdon in War.
Wait.
You want to hear it again?
Well, it sounds so
No.
familiar. It could be either one. It could be both. It's
Yeah.
sampled.
Yeah, I know.
There's something
think
missing
it's-
with.
I think
I'm
Perry.
going with Do It Again. I'm going to do it again.
You're going
I
with
think-
Steely Dan, and Mark's
Yeah.
going with Eric Burdon in War.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just stuck with my first.
Yeah, great beat, man. Great back beat.
Yeah.
Great rhythm.
Might be Jimmy Gordon.
All right, let's see. Here's another question. Here's the question here. Let's see. Who played the harmonium on the Beatle track We Can Work It Out?
The obvious answer would be George Martin, unless it was Brian Jones. No, that was what we can work it out. 65 or 66.
I think it was 65.
One of those years.
I think it was a single in 65, yeah.
I'm
Who played the harmonium on the Beatles song We Can Work It Out?
I'm saying Georgie Martin.
I'm going with, I was sick of Brian Jones, too. I'm going to just go with Brian Jones.
Okay. Here's the harmonium. John Lennon.
That was a trick question. Of course it was
That's
a
not a
Beatle.
trick question.
What if we said it was a
Question.
Beatle?
Could have very well have been whatever.
If it was
whatever.
a Beatle, if it was a Beatle, you thought it would have been Paul, because Paul being quite a
right,
bit, but
right. Being the
that was
keyboard
Johnny
ace,
Lennon,
right?
The late great Johnny Ace on the harmonium.
All right, let's see what this
Which is
one
a cool sounding instrument. We have harmoniums on our keyboards. It's a cool sounding instrument.
What was the only top 40 hit in America by the band 10 years after?
It's the one that mentions dikes and ferries.
If I could change the world, I'd love
Yeah.
to change the world.
That's the only one I can think of.
That's the one?
No, what
That's
was
what
that
I'm
one?
gonna say.
No, my bad. No. What's that one?
Going home.
Going back or something? What's it called?
Yeah.
That's
Great
it.
song.
That was their only top 40 single in this country. Yep.
Yeah. Great song.
Okay, here's a question here.
Yeah, you got a question, Perry?
Who played the legendary opening bass line to These Boots Are Made for Walking by Nancy Sinatra? Was it Carol Kay, Chuck Berghofer, Larry Knechtel, or Joe Osborne? All affiliated with the Wrecking Crew. Who played the bass on that song?
I'm going to go with Larry Knechtel.
I can tell you with 100% certainty it is Chuck Berghofer.
Lou's got to have it.
Oh, well,
I've seen the documentary too many
he's
times.
a cocky son of a gun, isn't he?
Yeah, about this one, yeah, I am.
He played it on an upright bass. It's Chuck Berghofer, yeah.
Chuck Berghofer.
Billy Strings. Oh, Billy Strange.
I like the drums.
There he is.
You keep saying you got something.
In
You know, it's funny
fact,
because the Wrecking Crew, the bass players, that's the only thing I know of him. I know he's probably played on a million things that we've
Kay
heard.
and Hal Blaine aren't listed on the studio notes for that
They're
day.
not. I thought it might have
They're
been
not.
Jim Gordon on drums, which would be super cool.
I don't know. But,
Yeah,
Or Al Blaine.
yeah.
it was not helping.
But,
Yeah.
okay, here's one.
Hal Blaine passed that one up.
Who was the musician and Laurel Canyon friend who lent David Crosby $22,500 so he could buy that boat?
Wow.
Probably didn't get paid back either. You know what I mean?
You got paid in coke.
The interesting thing is that David Crosby was in the Byrds, right? He was
Yeah.
in Buffalo, and he couldn't come up with $22,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a blue blood, dude. You're a friggin' Van Cortland. You know,
Musician.
I mean, he
you
spends
can
it
come
really,
up with
really.
22
Gets
grand.
That park is named after your family, man. There's got to be
Yeah,
a vein
yeah.
somewhere.
Yep.
Um,
So who was the
Oh.
musician and Laurel Canyon friend who lent David Crosby $22,500 to buy that boat?
I'm going to go with
Did he
Roger
call-
McGuinn. Roger McGuinn.
I'm going to say Jackson Brown.
Well, of course, they're all they're all good guesses, but it's Peter Tork.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Peter
Never
Tork.
guessed that.
Yep.
yeah.
He was a known philanthropist.
Yeah. 1968, Peter Tork held a party following a show by Hendrix. David Crosby was there. Graham Nash was there. Formed a bond. Peter loaned him money to complete the purchase of his precious boat, the Mayan. Yeah.
Do you think he got the money?
He bought
back?
that in 67. So he's he originated yacht rock, didn't he?
He got the.
How about sloop rock? If you're poor, it's like dinghy rowboat rock.
No, don't create any new fucked up categories, dude.
I have one. I have one. It's called Rock and Roll University. And that's my new genre. I've christened.
Bare Naked Ladies is one of them, right? And
no, and it's a lot of new artists that are very distorted but have no edge. They're too polished.
I was going to say the bands that came from the college scene, Bare
All right,
Naked
give
Ladies.
me 30 seconds to run to the fridge. Be right back.
Frigidator. All right.
What was that band with Darius Rucker?
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, all those frat party names,
I guess so.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, like university rock. Rock and roll universities. I think a lot of, and I don't mean this is not a disparaging thing. A lot of young artists have come up as children, being trained almost in this stuff. So it's like I've been talking like yeah, exactly. And I'm not knocking the music or anything, but your first album comes out and it's so lush and so produced. It sounds like you've been doing this for 15 years and you're honed. Like, where do you go from there?
And that's a whole avenue that we would digress and go down. But I would say that, you see these kids that go to the School of Rock, and God bless them, they're talented, but they never have time, I don't think, to find their own voice. You're taught how to play music like the song, but look at Neil Young, look at Jimi Hendrix. These guys played the way they learned,
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff. But my point is like it's very schooled, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm saying education or musical education is bad.
Oh, you're right. You hit the nail on the head with that.
The voices, everything is so pristine and perfect, even if it's distorted and loud. And I've heard some songs by these artists that I think are good, but I can't tell. I couldn't say that's her voice. Or him.
That's it. Find your own voice, but no one tries to find their own voice anymore. Yeah.
All right. Girl groups, female rock bands, whatever you want to call them.
Cool.
And these are people who
women in rock.
Somewhat. This is not the Go-Go's, or this is not any. This is like in the mid '60s. This band's called the Pleasure Seekers, and well.
Baby, come on.
Quattro Sisters.
Come on over to my side, baby.
Susie.
My side. Well, I may not live
The whole
past
bass
41, but woo, what a way to die.
There she is.
Susie.
Those
Nice.
were the Quattro Sisters, and they had Patty Quattro, Susie Quattro, and even Arlene Quattro.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they morphed into a group called Cradle. But here's the interesting thing: the Quattro family, right? Arlene Quattro, right? She got married and left, and then she became like a manager and stuff. Her daughter, so in other words, her daughter is an actor who was in. That's her daughter, Sherilyn Fenn, who was in what was the big TV show?
David Lynch, Twin Peaks.
Thank you.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks. That's her aunt is Susie
Her
Quattro.
aunt is Susie Quattro. Is Leather
yeah.
Tuscadero. So wait, so Leather and Pinky really had different.
Leather Tuscadero. She's a rock star, man. Leather Tuscadero.
Well, that's what she was on Happy Days.
Yeah, on a TV show, but she's a musician.
Come on, that's not a point. Come on, man.
All right, and then they morphed into a band called Cradle, and they got even heavier.
I think somebody heard it. Black Sabbath.
And Susie signed and went to England. She signed and got a deal to go solo after that. There's another group
before she became Leather Tuscadero.
I like
And
Susie Clark.
Leather Tuscadero probably introduced her to a lot of young people, young women that were like, well, "Who is she? She's playing bass." Yeah.
I never saw her on Happy Days or.
But yeah, actually,
I had a crush on
Leather
her.
and Pinky had different fathers, obviously.
Wait,
There's a group called the Clingers, and they're sisters, and they're Latter-day Saints, and I
They're
guess they
Lebanese?
kind of be like the Osmonds, you know what I mean, or whatever. But
That's really good. You might not know that we're women. That's almost like guys.
yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good. I like it.
No, that's a good song, man.
And it's innocent. We're gonna have a good time. Maybe the Osmonds could have sang that song, you know what I mean?
Or the Brady Bunch.
Sure. Yep. Now here's the one we all have heard of.
Good pop.
They were a rockin' band called Bertha. Right?
we all know them.
We've
You know,
discussed them in the past for a bit. Yeah.
records.
I like the spelling Birtha.
yeah.
Bertha.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I'm writing them down.
On this Mother's Day.
They were a rockin' band. Yeah. Now this band, I don't know how you pronounce it. I would pronounce it the Nikes. They're from Holland. It's Nixe. And obviously they were influenced by the Ramones
Nitschke.
and things like that. First Dutch all-girl punk band.
The man under my bed, the man behind the wall. My desire makes me sad. He never listens to my call. To hear that man, he knows matters, but he will never appear. He stays away and be at peace. If I want him, he's fighting my fear.
Well, you can tell the what they're influenced
Yeah.
by. Like
What country were they from?
they're
Holland.
from Holland.
Oh,
They,
okay.
they really do. They do rock really, really well. It's just, I love their sound.
Yeah.
So much stuff that's come out of there. You know, looking forward to hearing Mark Young, our friend from Holland. I'm looking for his song on our radio show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big time.
Now here's a group. They're from Toronto. They're Canadian. They're a surf group, and they're called the Surferjettes. And I kind of like them. I've listened to a lot of their stuff. And I'm a fan of surf music, instrumental surf music.
Got an electro bass.
Yeah. Now the two guitar players, they're the mainstays. It's their band. They started the band. They've had different drummers, and they get better and better. You know, you get a better drummer. You know what I mean?
Right. And then when they get really old, they get a young drummer. Now they have a cultivated image. They look like kind of go-go waitresses. I like it.
Well, that was only for that one record, but they do wear like the same outfits.
Yeah,
and,
why not? Why not?
Yeah,
I like the production on that. That was good.
yeah.
I like a show.
And there's one.
I
there's
love
one,
surfy, great surf rock.
Yeah, yep. And there's a group, we've heard of them, and they were, I don't know, they became a novelty because of how bad they were. Lou, you've heard of them, the Shags.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were just so bad. And now the people like 20 years later, 30 years later, coming around going, yeah, they were great, but they were just so bad.
There was a sports car on the road. On the road, I thought I knew the fella that drove. That little sports car was slippery as an oyster.
Look at the drums.
Following it was like riding on a roller coaster.
How do you play that drum kit?
And they were playing like cheap Teisco guitars or
And
Russian
I heard Meg White took
guitars.
lessons from the drummer.
What's that?
I heard Meg White took lessons from that drummer.
We talked about them
Meg
couple
White
years
is
back.
solid, man. She can keep a beat.
She can keep a beat. Yes, she can. Yes, she can.
We talked about that band a couple years back. Remember?
We did. Yeah.
It's true. I went and I listened to the album, and I was like, wow.
But now the cool people are into them now.
Yeah.
But you know something, if you listen to that song, there's something in that. It sounds all discordant. There's a basis for that song.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They could probably play that song over and over again, but that's, it's discordant for a reason.
Yeah. So that, I mean, and again, in the future, we'll do another one of these, these girl groups or female rock bands, whatever you want to call them.
A lot of them. Yeah.
Well, can I add something to that?
Sure.
Kind of, as far as women in rock. Do you remember when we played that song by April Stevens and Nina Rota? It was the Deep Purple, the original Deep Purple song.
Yeah.
So so they were brother and sister. They're really they're really Italian. But anyway, so I heard a song the other day in the car, and it's from like 1965. Let's see if I might have a little pre-hit. It's April Stevens. The song's called "Teach Me Tiger." Let's see. I won't put it on until the.
Is it a novelty song?
Yeah. No. Here we go.
Teach me first, teach me what to do. Touch me, tiger, when I'm close to you. Help me, tiger, I don't know what to do. I know that you could love me too, but show me first, show me what to do.
I can hear her accent coming through the singing.
Does she play an instrument?
She was a singer.
Yeah, I can hear like the Italian accent coming through.
I thought it sounded French, but it's really almost risque. It's very sexual, overtly, and it was at like 65 or something. It was after I think they did Deep Purple, which was a cover of another song we know.
It was Europe. Everything was acceptable.
It was banned. The Catholic Church denounced it. But it's a good song. But it's like, so this is pretty interesting for a song, and I think it might have charted too. But
that's why they banned it, because it charted.
And if you want somebody to listen to something, try banning it, and they'll listen to it.
But given the time and her delivery, I said that was pretty heavy. And some hot stuff right there.
Well, consider subscribing to the Music Relish Show.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. Do it. Consider subscribing.
We'll send you cards on your birthday.
Send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to P.O. Box
11111. 1972, Mark?
Los Angeles, California, 10101. And we'll get right back to you with your little dial.
In Burbank.
I have this obsession lately about this group Pentangle.
I'm surprised.
And the reason is because of the experimentation, because the bass player and the drummer are jazz. They're like a jazz duo. And then you have Bert Jantz and John Renborn, who I spoke of recently, covering that song that we did, "Motherless Children." He did a good version of that.
Yeah.
And Jackie McPhee is also the singer, and it's just all experimentation, and I just love it. It's like a. That's Bert Jantz.
Sitting behind the front wheel, got my woman beside me. Hey, baby, where you going?
That's Jackie McPhee.
I don't mind the drizzle and rain inside this woman drive. Hey, baby, where you going?
The drummer is really nice, too, really good. Cool. It's like part jazz, part folk. You know, because Bert Jansch and John Renborn were folk guys. The bass player and drummer were jazz guys.
Right.
And now you have Jackie McPhee singing on top of that, too. It's really interesting.
That's kind of like a folk voice. The vocals are very folky.
Yeah.
But the drummer's doing though, it's kind of that's a beat that has been used in a lot of rock too. I think Bill Bird and anyone else, but I was doing some little jazzy things,
Right, and trust me, if you go out there on YouTube and you research Pentangle, you will find like there's jazz explorations and all sorts of things.
Yeah, they covered "Goodbye Pork Pie Hat." They were jazzier.
They were completely experimental. Here's another one.
I'll do everything for you.
Great Bert Jansch. Yeah, it just hits the cymbal once and it stopped. Yeah.
He accents on the ride.
That's John Renborn. No pickups either. They're playing into a microphone.
Yeah.
There's one more. Pentangle, yeah. It's like, and I'm glad I'm getting into them now. It doesn't matter how late I am getting into them. I'm getting into them now. That's at my pace. Yeah,
that's why it's there. I mean,
yep.
I just got into the Beatles like last year.
You're full of shit.
Bert Jansch, there's something else that he's known for, isn't it?
Who?
Bert
Jansch is known for many things. Yeah,
He wrote Black Mountain Side. It was stolen.
There was a tribute on Bert Jansch's late 80th birthday, and Robert Plant was there. Of course, Robert Plant was there. Leading the tribute to Bert Jansch. Yeah,
I mean, aside from Chuck Berry and some of those 50s, Bert Jansch was like one of the biggest influences on Page's guitar playing for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fogerty wrote that song "Jansch Can't Dance," right?
Yeah. There's one more. Yeah. This is in a nightclub or something, right?
Yeah, coffee house.
Coffee house.
Yeah.
It's a coffee house.
Yeah, because everybody's just
acoustic.
sitting around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Jackie McPhee. Yep.
You know how I know John Renborn? I know him well. When I worked at CPI in Hillsdale making those cassettes, we did his stuff for Shawnee Records. Check out his catalog. He made some really good stuff.
I think you may have mentioned that when we did the Power of a Song a couple of weeks back.
It's nothing like Pentangle. It's totally different, but he still sticks to that kind of theme. Really excellent guitar player.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
The whole thing was all acoustic.
Yeah. And like Perry pointed out, acoustic into microphones, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, why don't we roll into the random segment? Anybody have any?
I am sans random because I worked my head off on Ozzy Osbourne. So Lou.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a mother band. I discovered a mother. I hear a train.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
That's a lonesome whistle, man. Yeah, let that
really,
go.
I like
it.
it.
Yeah.
Wish that had something to go along with that.
That's the Pascack Valley line that runs down to Hoboken.
You know why they named it Hoboken? You know how they got that name, Hoboken?
Hoboken.
All the hobos used to ride the train down to there, so they called it Hoboken.
Are you telling the truth?
No.
He's making that shit up.
I just made that up. Riding around like Woody Guthrie, like thinking.
Yeah, he's making
vagabonds.
Don't worry about
stuff.
that, Mark. Yeah.
But I do have my windows open because it's 75 degrees, which this room gets to be a lot hotter. So that's why. You might hear a dog bark too. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So where are we on random?
Have you guys? Well, it's a mother band. Have you guys ever heard of a band called Mother Earth?
No.
I think I may have read about them once or twice in a magazine or something.
Yeah. Well, they were a band formed in 1967 in California. Mm-hmm. And with a singer by the name of Tracy, I can't read my writing here. Tracy Nelson.
Tracy Nelson.
Yeah. She was pretty interesting. She was a singer, a blues singer. Very influential. She was a picker of talent. So she was an early supporter of early songwriters like John Hyatt, Steve Young, Eric Kaz. Mm-hmm. He was in the Blues Magoos. He wrote "That's What Love Is All About" for Michael Bolton. That's big time. Anyway,
Wow.
So I looked them up. So they seem pretty obscure. So I thought listen to some of their stuff.
Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton covered it.
How do you know? They might have been friends.
Come on.
It was probably
Right,
it was a publisher thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. There was that exposition. Was that what I was doing there? Yeah. So Mark is going to queue up. I got some songs queued up by them. A song's called Mother Earth.
Really?
The song Mother Earth.
Now, who is this now? Give me that name again.
The band's called Mother Earth. Was that
Mother
the song?
Earth is the band.
Yeah.
It's like Black Sabbath from Black Sabbath.
Mother. Like a blues rock band.
Whoa, bluesy.
Any vocals on this?
What's that?
Any vocals?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's cool.
Let's try and find
Good
some
singer.
vocals.
Here you go.
Care what you were.
Nice.
And where are they
sound
from?
English.
California.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they were based out of California. In like 1967, they were in that San Francisco-ish scene. Some of the stuff went into the psychedelic realm, but they were it was a blues band. That might be Mike Bloomfield.
Blues, man. Yeah.
That might be Mike Bloomfield on guitar. He played on their first album.
Really?
Amongst the core band. Yeah. Another song is called. This is something near and dear to my heart. It's called Marvel Group.
Hey, you want to let me get this out here?
Is this the same band?
Yes.
Mother Earth?
Now where you creeping on the prowl and never sleeping? Tell me, Spider, can't I hear you more?
I hear a little bit of a band feel.
That's quite
to that.
interesting.
Yeah.
What
He mentions-
superhero were they singing about?
He mentions the Human Torch and Spider-Man. This was in 1967. The 68 this album came out. The album is called Living with Animals. I think it was on Mercury. Yeah, they signed to Mercury Records. They recorded 4 albums on Mercury. I went to Spotify listening to this. I don't think it's the whole album because there were like 6 songs and then there were songs from the second album interspersed in there. Yeah, but they're pretty cool. They're a pretty cool band. But they also did a cover. Tracy Nelson said she recognized talent. She supported early songwriters. So we did this one time. Steve Young is a songwriter that wrote the song 7 Bridges Road that a lot of people know that the Eagles did.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Yep.
Yes. So they did their own version too.
Eagles
that came out
covered it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's how they open up their documentary with them singing that song. But Mother Earth did a version of it like 9 years before they did. So you got it queued up. It's on YouTube, I believe.
Yep.
Beneath warm skies on the seven bridges road.
It's a really good version. I like the production.
There are stars in the sun.
It's on Reprise Records, I see.
That one is really okay.
Yeah. That's from the album Bring Me Home.
Yeah, when I listen to it, like these are just bands that they were good musicians. You may not. I mean, Mike Bloomfield played on the first album, but you don't know who's who. But the way they played it together, it's kind of rich music. I consider. The recording techniques. They could have been a bar band, like a really good bar band at one point. But I thought they were very interesting. I enjoyed it. Yeah, what
I'm
else?
going
we
to
got?
check them out. I'm going to
Yeah,
listen to them.
they played at the Avalon Ballroom, the Fillmore Auditorium. There's a 1968 film called Revolution that they were in that. I looked up the movie. It sounds pretty interesting. It was supposed to premiere at the 1968 Cannes Festival, but because of all the political unrest, I guess it was worldwide at that point too, in some other countries in '68 that they canceled the festival, but it was supposed to premiere there. But it kind of chronicles like the day in the life of a hippie. And there's open drug use, there's nudity and stuff. So it was another thing that, the society and, was very uptight about it. But what happens when they finally premiered it, it was after the whole Summer of Love collapsed. Like, remember when George Harrison went to San Francisco and he was appalled by what he saw? The movie came out like after that. If it came out when it was supposed to, it might have been more of a thing. But it's considered one of the most influential and important countercultural movies of that time. I like to see it. Yeah, they were a cool band.
And George Harrison went there. It's like Haight-Ashbury was out of control at that time.
Yeah.
Even the dead were going to leave Haight.
It was started out peaceful, and you had all the snake oil salesmen and the Steelers, and they all came in, took advantage of it.
Everybody's going to start heading there, and then it's going to there's going to be trouble. Yep.
Maybe that's why Harrison wrote "Beware of Darkness." Beware of these sidewalk hustlers and soft shoe shufflers and false leaders and being misled. A lot of kids were just wandering around, and
there were a lot of cults.
Right, and Charlie M was formulating his plans at that point.
Yeah,
but in that movie, The Revolution, there's also the bands. Remember this band, Ace of Cups? We've mentioned them, San Francisco scene. I think that's I think they're an old girl band as well, Perry.
Really?
Yeah, Ace of Cups. They played on some bills with the band actually. And let's see, Country Joe and the Fish are in it, and Dan Hicks.
Wow.
So yeah, a pretty cool group, and neat little find. Just one of those little things you find. Okay.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Mother Earth. Yeah, if you dig that kind of sound, the great
Mother
players.
Earth. Yeah. Now they were like the men and women in the band, or.
It was Tracy Nelson. She was the one singer. I don't know who the guy was that sang that the Marvel group song. But it was kind of she formed the band apparently. Yeah, I like her voice. It's the kind of thing. Would it fly today? She wouldn't get a record deal today. It'd have to be an independent, really extremely independent artist. But
but with the internet, you don't really need a record deal.
No,
today.
you don't.
Microsoft doesn't have a record deal.
That's right. And you can sound like anything you want.
Yep. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Solid band. And I have one other random. So
go.
I saw a video. It's Stuart Copeland talking to someone about drummers, and. When you see the Ginger Baker documentaries and Cream stuff, Eric Clapton, and they all say he was a jazz drummer. He's a jazz drummer.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Stuart Copeland goes, bullshit. He goes, he's a fucking rock drummer. He goes, all hard rock drumming is based upon Ginger Baker. And he goes, Mitch Mitchell was a jazz drummer. He played like a jazz drummer in the Hendrix stuff, if you listen to it. And I agree almost. I mean, Ginger, I get the jazzy flair, but it was heavy rock.
Yeah.
Whereas Mitch Mitchell, if you listen, it's the flourishes, the fills. It's seemingly much more overtly jazzy to me. So I thought it was a good point Stuart Copeland made.
Do you know Stuart Copeland's doing Stuart Copeland's doing a spoken word tour?
Really?
And it's called the Have I Said Too Much? That's the name of the tour.
Yeah.
Huh.
It'd be interesting to see. I'm sure it'll come out online.
Sure, he's got a lot to say.
Yeah.
Always has a lot to say, Stuart friggin' Copeland. He should pipe down every now and again.
The guy's got a lot of energy for an old dude. I gotta say that though.
Oh, what was he 70? What do you mean?
The guy's he's a hyperactive dude. I think
he's
wound
up.
So animated.
Yeah.
He's wound up. I love it.
Back up. He should pipe down. Why? Why should he pipe down? Let him speak. Let him say what he wants.
That was my dude. Lou knew what I was talking about. He doesn't take it personally.
I don't take it personally.
You're so friggin' sensitive, man.
It's contrarian Perry tonight.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Rolling along.
Speaking of that, we have friends.
I don't have friends. You have friends.
We have friends. I would say. Check out our friend Scott McLean and Jack Calabrese on Milk Crates and Turntables.
When Jack
good show. I listen to them.
They go live.
Whenever they're around. I listen to them. Yep. Good show.
Is that our only friend? That's all the friends we have.
Well, no.
I don't have a dog. I used to have a dog. He was my friend. The Scott's
You need a filter, dude. You need a fucking filter. Wow.
I will not use a filter. This is me.
The subtitle for that podcast from Scott is fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Just to listen to him. Yeah.
What do you mean? What's the subtitle?
Fun. It's fun. Put it in parentheses underneath. It's a great show to listen to. It's fun.
It's fun, fun, fun. Yeah.
It's fun,
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So where are we going, man? What else do you have, Mark?
It's all random I got.
This is
Or
Jeff
is- or
Beck.
is it?
See? This is Jeff Beck with a Stratocaster.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's unusual.
Yeah, really.
And he's holding it straight, horizontal. So I did want
It
to
has
mention.
a rosewood neck, it looks like.
I don't know what he played. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't remember. Just so you know, just continuing on the whole
It's a
Ozzy thing,
Stratocaster.
Paramount Plus is
You
going
guys
to
froze
have
up.
a new documentary
just
on him
me.
called No Escape. Huh? Okay.
What'd you say? What
again.
about the Stratocaster?
There's gonna be-
Say again?
Oh. Me? Oh, I think I lost you guys. I must have lost my signal. I didn't hear what you said.
We did.
Okay.
No, we said what kind of Stratocaster was Jeff Beck playing? Like
An
a
old
50,
pre
like a 50
CBS,
something.
pre CBS Stratocaster.
An ASAT,
Yeah.
a Sears.
Oh, check this out. I looked up some Peter Frampton's Les Paul. Frampton's Les Paul. That's on the cover. That black one.
Yeah, the
It's called
Phoenix.
it's called the Phoenix. What does that mean? It's FENIX. What does that mean?
Because you heard the story where
I don't
they were
remember.
on tour and they were in Ecuador or Venezuela or something, and all their equipment plane crashed.
Oh, right.
plane
It
crashed.
came back to him.
And the guitar now has burn marks on it
Okay.
for 25 years or maybe 30, 40 years. I don't know how long it was. And somebody said to him on the internet, I think your guitar, I think I saw your guitar in South Africa or somewhere.
South America.
Yeah.
A guy in South America was holding it. And he was
Guy in
honest.
South
He let him
America,
have it
yeah.
back. Yeah.
You let him have back, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got it back. He sent it to Gibson. Gibson fixed it up, but he left the burn marks on it. So now he calls it the Phoenix. But that's the Frampton Comes Alive guitar. Yeah.
FENIX.
Went down in
That's
a
it.
plane crash
Yeah, that's wild.
in Venezuela. Whenever. Yeah. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
an incredible story.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could bring it up again.
And it also shows there's a little honesty in the world that he got it back.
Yeah. Well,
You
didn't
know.
it happen with McCartney's his Hofner bass?
They found it in
Paul
an
had-
attic or something.
Or Paul had someone
Yeah.
killed for it.
Yeah, but no. some of these
Don't mess with the Sir Paul.
some of these things end up in pawn shops.
Yeah,
and
it's just-
and somebody will say
Wait.
like,
Well,
word
I mean-
will get that hey Ron Wood, we saw your friggin' Gibson Explorer in a friggin' pawn shop in Chicago or
Or
something.
some punk kid's playing in a club, so good break his legs, get it back.
They wouldn't know what to do with it.
Now,
It's like-
McCartney's wasn't McCartney's bass like in someone had it and didn't know what it was, wasn't aware of it, the value
I
of
don't
it.
know. Yeah,
Okay.
he's had 3 or 4 of those Hofner basses, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw a video of a latter day Bee Gees before Morris Gibb died. He's playing a black Hofner bass, look like cool looking bass.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Cool looking
yeah.
bass.
Even Billy Corgan, the Gish Stratocaster got stolen from a gig.
The Gish.
You know?
It's a horrible name.
And a couple of years ago, he got it back. Somebody, and he got it, and he goes, "Yeah, I painted this on there. This is the one."
Wow.
He got it back, and like,
That's cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
people steal shit all the time from friggin' gigs,
Mhm,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hold it for
that's
ransom.
why you don't take your 1954 Les Paul out in the road,
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, and it's
Unless you're Neil Young,
sometimes
of course,
it's
and,
lacked
you know.
security because I remember I saw Pat Metheny with his
Inside job.
20-piece band at the Beacon Theater.
Yeah.
And they played a great show. And me and Tom, we left the front of the building, the Beacon Theater, and we walked around the block. And we're going around the back. And they had this huge door open. It was obviously a door you could back a truck into. And there's all the equipment for the band, everything, bass. And like literally, I could have reached, like, I know there's a security guard in there, but this is how stuff goes disappearing. This, right in the doorway on the street of Manhattan, there's all the instruments. It's crazy. I was like, can you believe that?
Or it's an inside job like Goodfellas. I'm the midnight day man. I'm the commandant.
Yeah.
When do I get my money?
I'll look the other way. You put a couple $100 in my hand.
Well, And
Come
that's
on,
it.
Maury.
This has been episode 144. And we've got some extra TV commercials, I believe, right?
I like TV commercials.
I think we've got some TV commercials. This one, I remember this, and this one gets me. Let's play it, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Ring around the collar, ring around the collar, ring around the collar.
Those dirty rings. You try scrubbing them out and soaking them out, and you can
I never
still
had ring
come
around
out
the
with-
collar.
That'd be pretty dirty.
But the thing is, it's like, dude, wash your own friggin' shirts, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's a good
and now
point.
the wife.
Well,
is
no,
upset.
no. This was a different. Look at the Whisk
This
logo.
is
Look
the
at that color
70s,
scheme.
dude. It's the
It's
70s,
60s,
dude.
70s, early 70s. Yeah, housewives.
Yeah.
You know?
Now try whisk.
But in the 70s, the wife is worried that the husband's going to be upset if
Well,
he didn't
he's
get
trying to get the promotion. He's trying to get the promotion. He landed the Quimby account.
Right. He's trying to
Its
get the
unique
office
formula
promotion.
sinks
Yeah.
and starts to clean before you
A lot of
start to
pressure on
wash.
those martini
Gets even
lunches.
permanent press collars.
Watch you using a
clean.
measuring cup
Whisk
for the
around the collar
detergent.
beats ring around the collar every time.
It
You
looks
know,
like antifreeze with the
Wash
top
your
like
own
that.
damn shirts, dude.
You know what that
Well,
looks like? The toilet bowl, the stuff for drains with the way the
teddy
top
ball.
is, you know?
Teddy
Yeah.
ball. Now the ring around the collar is from all that Brill cream in his hair that settles down. But, you know,
Ring around
what
the collar.
what kind of slimy prick you got to be?
Also, people smoked a lot back then, so the tobacco
Yes, they
came
did.
at you
No,
poured.
that's just some sweat because he's an office. He's
Yeah.
He's a manager.
He's middle.
So he's got
he's-
the white shirt. He's a white shirt.
He's
you
trying
know?
to, and the boss, Mr. Grimsby's coming over for dinner, and that dinner
Right,
better be
right.
right. Everything better
right.
it
My
better
boss,
be, it better be right.
My boss and his wife are coming over for
That's
dinner.
right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
But like with the parrot, and she goes, and she puts the cover. Like, really. It's just like,
She abused the bird with the dirty
I
shirt.
just wanted to say, wash your own damn shirts. You
Sometimes she probably puts that shirt in the bottom of the cage so the bird shits on it. Shit around your collar.
Yeah, line the cage with it. Yeah, let's see where we're going. Let's see.
Don't be scared. I'm the super sweet monster with the super sweet new cereal.
Yeah, I like that better than Frankenberry.
Frankenberry's the one.
Sweetness cereal, Frankenberry. But I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor. Well, I've got berry flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry.
Vitamin charged. That's sugar.
Hi.
Frankenberry. Count Chocula.
And my
Oh my
mom
God.
could never understand why after breakfast I would run around the house as fast as I could for like 15
and then
minutes.
fall
Right.
asleep afterwards because you
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
down from all the sugar.
Crash.
Right.
Slight case
so-
of diabetes.
That was before Booberry.
Blueberry.
Frankenberry.
Yeah, that's right. Blueberry was a little
We
bit
should get a
later,
pass
right?
on any stupid things that we ever do as adults.
Blueberry pancakes.
I blame it on Frankenberry. No, I'm not a big chocolate person.
I am.
Eh?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like some chocolate here and there, but I'm not. Some people
What's-
want aphrodisiac, but I don't.
What's the one with the Irish one? I keep forgetting the name of it.
Bailey's
they have
Irish cream.
marshmallows. No, the cereal. The cereal.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Lucky
fuck.
Charms. Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. I was addicted to those into my 20s. Into my 20s.
I actually thought the cereal itself tasted good when the marshmallows melted into the milk. Sometimes the cereal comes like a vessel for the sugar, but I thought that
Yeah.
was a good marriage of cereal plus marshmallows, and they were
Yeah,
magically
yeah.
delicious.
Yeah, because whatever milk was left in the bowl, you drank it up, and that's half
Yes.
sugar, man.
Yes.
So I'd be
You're
at
drinking a
what
bowl
else?
of milk/sugar. Right?
Now go to school.
Well,
Your son's acting up, Mr.
And
Clicky.
don't fall asleep. And yeah.
I'd be at what ails you.
First period.
Yeah.
I'd be at what ails you till 12 midnight. I'd come home after all those bar snacks, and I would just pour Lucky Charms and have
Mark
that
the
before I went to
drinker.
bed.
Mark's
really?
a drinker. Yeah. Mark
Oh,
the
those
drinker.
are my beer days, man. I love
Unscrewing
beer.
his wine, Lou. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unscrewing a box of wine. Yeah.
You know what I
Fucking
used to drink, Perry? I
barbarian.
think I've told you this. I used to drink when I lived next to you in Westwood. I drank Coors Light, and I
Really?
thought it was
So
good.
did Perry.
That's water. That's
Perry
water,
drank Coors
man.
Light. I'm convinced that stuff has caffeine in it. If I ever drank that, I got it's got some kind of brain chemistry altering thing in it.
Wow.
I started with regular Coors, and I went to Coors Light because I thought, hey, it's not as bad for me as regular Coors, and I can drink double the amount. No. You still
Do you
get
remember,
trouble.
remember when we could buy Coors in New Jersey because you couldn't get it east of the Rockies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. Yep.
Yep.
Here's another one.
Little Frickies, little Frickies.
Oh, they were doing cat stuff back then.
We got fun. Little Frickies, little Frickies. Ain't we got fun? By the bag full, by the bowl full.
By the bowl full, ain't we got fun?
Very tasty.
Watch. You see him stomping. Watch you stomping.
Ain't we got fun? The fun of little Frickies is in its flavor. That's why cats love it. Little Frickies.
That's pretty creative, man. For 1970, whatever. You know.
I have a question. When are the aliens just going to take over and just tell us to stop? just slap us in the head. Come on.
I can watch
actually, that was good, like pre-CGI type of stuff. That was actually very good.
Yeah, I watch free AI and all that shit. Right?
I watch the AI videos online with the cats. They're freaking hilarious. Cats are doing everything. Like someone turns out the lights and then the cat comes in playing an oompa band.
That was creative because they had to do that. Like
they had to work hard at it. Yes.
It wasn't done like this with your fingers.
Yeah, now it's cue cat with oompa drum, you know.
Right. All right, this one's, I think, is a beer commercial.
Oh.
Man's best friend? Depends on the man. Depends on the dog.
You're correct.
Depends on the beer.
Oh, Ed McMahon.
Carpet smells like a dog.
Look at the refrigerator. Looks like my refrigerator.
But when a man has been working
Still
like
had
a
the
dog,
pull tabs, though, back then.
well, he wants to come home and find something that seems to make it all worthwhile.
Because a man drinks
cold
Bud.
nose is just fine. But a cold Budweiser, well, that's even better. Taste, smoothness, drinkability. Well, you tell him, partner. Put a collar on man's real best friend, Budweiser. Right?
Aw.
Well, a little condescending, huh? Budweiser's the king of beers, but you know that.
How much you want to bet that he sat
You may
in
not
the
know this,
studio?
but Budweiser's the king of beer.
Right, but you know that, yeah.
How much you want to bet Ed sat there drinking beer after beer? And Ed, we got to go now. We're shutting down the
like
studio. And he kept drinking.
Budweiser, you know, Budweiser, rice, chemicals.
Rice and that fine beechwood aging.
Boy,
They're not aging that shit in beechwood. It's in large vats. Yeah. They closed the Budweiser brewery in Newark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That's big. That's big, you know.
But having Ed
I'm in
do
the
your
business.
beer commercial is like lighting fire to gasoline. I mean, that could be a
Well,
disaster.
he was a pitch
you know?
man, dude. You know, he's Hank Kingsley. He's Hank Kingsley. A pitch man.
Another one.
You know?
Give me another one.
Yeah.
Remember Johnny Carson be like, "Oh yes, oh brewery breath," you know, like say all kinds of things to him. Don't let him at you.
Yep. Well, this has been episode 144
Bet your ass it
of
is.
the Music Relish Show. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Much love to you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks to our subscribers.
I know who's playing that dulcimer.
Music Relish, not the ukulele, dude.
Yeah, it's got a cutaway.
Oh. It's a guitar.
It's Perry's dog
YouTube,
collection.
Spotify, Music Relish Show. Good night.
Music Relish Airways.
Sounds like Zeppelin, man.